Hi, BK. It's Mr. Matt and Miss Alina, and we're here with week 6 of BK Online. I can't believe it's already been 6 weeks.
I can't either.
We hope that you enjoyed last week's fun video of the recap of the last 5 weeks together. This week, we are jumping back into the story of the Israelites. And this week's specific story comes from Numbers 13 through 14. And it's talking about Joshua and Caleb, 2 godly men who God used to scout out the land of Canaan. When they went in, they were the only 2 who believed that God would deliver the land to them, because everyone else was afraid of the giants, yes, I said giants, that lived in that land. They believed so much that they were the only 2 of the 12 scouts to enter the promised land, while everyone else wandered for 40 years. So, this week's passage, again, is Numbers 13 and 14. And our big picture question is, what does it mean to sin? To sin is to think, speak, or behave in any way that goes against God and His commands. We have a new Bible verse as well. So for the next couple weeks, our new Bible verse is Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. And it goes like this. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will make your path straight. I think that we should do it one more time, but this time, let's add some hand motions.
Yeah.
So, remember, it's Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will make your path straight. Parents, do that and the hand motions with your kids this week. Help them learn our new Bible passage. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6.
And if any of you master this memory verse before next week, send a video of yourselves doing it, including the hand motions to us. We'd love to see that.
And what is our family activity for this week?
Our family activity for this week is to become spies of yourself. Gather around any maybe empty toilet paper rolls you have, or paper towel rolls, make some binoculars, a nice telescope, and be a spy in your own house.
That's
See who you
so
can sneak
fun.
up on, or maybe find a new cool hiding spot.
What? I'm jealous of you guys. All right, so BK, we love you. We're super excited to see all the videos of you guys doing the hand motions and learning this week's verse. As always, we are praying for you. And as always, we miss you so much.
So much.
We love you, and we will see you next week on BK Online.
God's people had traveled out of Egypt and were almost to the promised land. God told Moses to send men to scout out the land of Canaan. This is the land God was giving to the Israelites. So Moses sent out one leader from each family tribe. Moses told the leaders to see what the land was like and whether the people living there were strong or weak, few or many. Moses had many questions. Is the land good or bad? Are the cities they live in camps or forts? Is the land good for farming? Are there any trees? Moses urged the scouts to be courageous. So the 12 scouts traveled throughout the land for 40 days. They cut down a cluster of grapes that was so big it took 2 men to carry it on a pole. Then they went back to tell Moses, Aaron, and the other Israelites what they saw. The land is good. It is flowing with milk and honey, they said. But the people who live there are strong, and the cities they live in are large and well protected. Then Caleb, one of the men sent to scout out the land, said, we must go up and take possession of the land. We can certainly conquer it with God's help.
Oh no!
But other men disagreed. We can't go up against the people. They are stronger than we are. We look like grasshoppers compared to them. The people were afraid, and they cried all night. They thought Moses and Aaron had brought them to Canaan to die. The Israelites said, "Let's choose a new leader and go back to Egypt." Joshua and Caleb tore their clothes and said again, "The land we explored is extremely good land. If the Lord is pleased with us, He will give it to us. Don't be afraid of the people living in the land. God is with us." The Lord spoke to Moses, "How long will these people not trust me?" God threatened to destroy all the people, but Moses urged God to forgive them. Moses reminded God that He is patient, loving, and forgiving. Since Caleb and Joshua had followed God completely, God decided to let them enter the Promised Land. God said that the Israelites who did not trust Him would wander in the wilderness 40 years, and they would not enter the Promised Land. All of the spies who went to scout out the land died before entering, except for Joshua and Caleb. The Israelites rebelled against God because they did not trust Him. Jesus trusted God perfectly. He took the punishment we deserve for our sin or rebellion against God. When we trust in Jesus, God forgives our sin and gives us eternal life.
Hey there, I'm Pastor Brian, and it's time for Questions from Kids. Jacob from Eugene, Oregon asks,
Last week, my friend promised to go to the movies with me, but an hour before the movie, he backed out. If I can't trust my friends to keep their promises, how do I know I can trust God?
That is a great question, Jacob, and it really reminds me of the difference between people and God. You see, the problem is sometimes we will make promises to somebody and we will intend to keep them. And maybe your friend had every intention of making that movie, but something came up. Maybe he got sick, or maybe his parents had something come up they had to do as a family. And so he had to break that promise, and he didn't mean to. Other times we'll make a promise and something better will come up. We'll have something that we'd rather do, and so we choose to break a promise. And that just reveals our sinfulness, that we're all born in sin, and there are times that we do the wrong thing. The difference between us, though, and God is He's completely sovereign. He's in control, so nothing will ever come up to surprise Him and make Him break a promise. And also, He is sinless. He cannot break a promise because He's faithful. So while sometimes we will be let down by people, we will never be let down by God because He's in control and He's faithful. So you can completely trust in God. Whatever He says He will do, He will do. So why is it important to be a trustworthy friend then?